In this video,
air conditioning.
We are going through Malaysia's capital city.
There's good food in the city. That's my favorite thing.
Seeing and tasting our way through Kuala Lumpur.
Good morning from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Here we are in our accommodation, but this is a city we keep coming back to. We've been here several times. Our first time was like 6 years ago, but this is our first time back after the pandemic.
For now, we're gonna head out and do the number one thing to do in this city.
Eat.
Eat.
It's time to eat, so we take an elevator down, skipping all of the unlucky 4th floors because it sounds too much like death, and make our way outside to see the city. This city is dangerously delicious with an abundance of international cuisine. We've eaten so much here, from tasty Japanese food to my favorite Vietnamese dish, banh xeo. You can find a lot of mouth-watering meals here. And we didn't make it very far before Phil has to get a shawarma.
So we've been here for 3 days, and Phil has had 5 kebabs, shawarmas, a Deana. This is the 6th one, I'm sorry, I stand corrected. Not a day goes by without trying one. Different shop every day. That's happy Phil.
Every time we visit Kuala Lumpur, it is Phil's mission to try a kebab at every restaurant he sees. If you are what you eat, Phil is definitely some variation of a kebab, and they were so good.
So currently we're making our way over to Chinatown here in Kuala Lumpur. It's Petaling Street, which is a very famous street food market street, and the market's usually during the day. And then I think on Tuesdays they have a evening market as well. However, today's not Tuesday. And we're just walking. It's only like a 10-minute walk from our place, and it's already getting busier. We actually spent Chinese New Year's here in, I think, 2018. And that's where we took the picture of our channel, the profile picture that we still have on there. So it's nice to come back here again after 5.5 years or so. And it definitely feels very familiar and has not, from the feeling wise, changed as much. And I think this is the entrance, one of these Chinese gates. There we go, Jalan Petaling. I think Jalan means street. So this is Petaling Street and starts off as a kind of like a souvenir market. I just remembered that. What's nice is they have these this roof here, which gives you shade during the day, but also it rains sometimes, and when it rains pretty hard. So this is covered then, so that's quite nice.
We continue walking through Petaling Street and around Chinatown,
Where's the food?
passing colorful temples and buildings. There is a large population of Malaysian citizens with Chinese ancestry, and what brings people together better than food? Eating is probably the #1 activity to do in Malaysia, and especially Kuala Lumpur. Chinatown has some great spots, but we wanted to build up our appetite a little bit more, and we walked over to ICC Pudu, which is a hawker-style market hall with tons of food. We got there around 1:30 p.m. and a lot of the stalls were packing up already, so we recommend going earlier. We were a bit bummed because we originally planned on eating here and there were so many good-looking noodle spots, but we continued to another restaurant that we've heard a lot of good things about. We walk up to the immediate smell of burning wood, and we could see clay pots cooking over open fire. After about a 2-minute wait in line, we order a large chicken clay pot and leafy greens and sit down to enjoy some indoor air conditioning.
I hope you can hear. It's very loud in here. Like we said before, Kuala Lumpur is pretty international, and there's a lot of awesome Chinese food. So we are here today. We got a clay pot chicken, and look at it. They have a whole bunch of pots outside, and they're just cooking. I love these types of meals because the chicken juices kind of soak through with the rice. There's sausage in here too as well, and I think a little bit of mushrooms. And then we got some greens because we have to have vegetables, right? But I'm just gonna go in for it. But then you can see, look how moist that rice is, and it kind of just sticks to the edge, and dude, the edge where it crisps is my favorite type of rice. But I'm just gonna take some and put it on. Okay, the chicken's already falling apart. It's bone-in chicken. Let's get another scoop with some sausage in there. Look at that. So this is a big bowl, and this bowl was 28 ringgit, which is a little under $6 US. And just look at my plate. It's hot, it's fresh. They have awesome turnover right now. It's very fast. So I'm just gonna pull off this chicken piece right here. Look how juicy it is. Oh, that's so soft. Look at that, melting. I got a little sausage, I got a little chicken. I think this is way too hot to put in my mouth right now.
Careful.
That's nice. Been hot. Dude, the amazing part is just this rice is fully soaked in the juices and the sauce, and it's so good. I love rice. I think rice should go with every meal.
These are pieces of Chinese sausage on the rice. Gives it some nice fatty flavor. Wow, what is this?
Chicken piece.
Got a little bit of Chinese cabbage on the side. Looks like morning glory or whatever to me. Because all these shawarma places are very bread, meat, and sauce heavy. I needed some vegetables finally. But damn, that rice is soaked and everything. I'm gonna try a bite here with a piece of this Chinese sausage in there. Very rich and fatty. So refreshing. I feel like that's the first vegetable I've eaten here in Malaysia, man. That's really good. I'm not completely sure which part of the chicken this is. Might be the liver. Just gotta try a piece. Ooh, very soft. It came apart almost like a piece of fish. There we go. Ooh. Extremely strong flavor. I have no idea how to describe this. I think the flavors are nice. However, the pieces of chicken, I'm such a boneless guy. And each one of this has like bone in or some cartilage and stuff. So you can't just eat the whole bowl. You have to dissect your meat, which is like just in a bed of rice. So it's a little bit of operation.
You get better flavor that way.
But at least some pieces are nice and meaty.
I'm so happy. I even get some chilies if you want some spice in there, which I'll dump in there. I like my spice. I just like the amount of international cuisine. There's a lot of great Indian food here. There's a lot of great Chinese food. You have a lot of Middle Eastern food too. And I'm happy. When there's good food in a city, that's my favorite thing. All right, we just came out of that place. It is awesome. There's a lot of people. The turnover is so fast. They have people coming in every like 30 minutes less than, and just new tables going.
There's also this bird stand right next to the restaurant, which is weird. I don't know if it's related, but who knows?
I don't think they're related.
So I think the idea is really nice, and I like this, like eating out of a clay pot. I would say though, I give that a solid 6 out of 10 because I think the rice is really fatty and the chicken is nicely cooked. However, it's always a lot of cartilage and bone, but it's not like an absolute amazing must for me.
While Phil gives that a 6, I would probably give it around a 7.5 or 8 out of 10, but I'm also a big fan of cooked rice in meat fats. And after that meal, we needed to walk it off a little bit, so good thing there is this air-conditioned skywalk here.
Dude, this above walkway is amazing. First of all, it's air conditioned. Second of all, you don't have to be on the ground. And third of all, they have these little pockets where you can get like Family Mart or 7-Eleven drinks while walking. It's so convenient. Oh, I love it.
And this is one thing I noticed in Asian countries a lot, that the infrastructure is kind of tight always and has a lot of people in the city. So it's really hard to change the street structure on the bottom. And one thing they're doing in Thailand, as well as here apparently, is building these upper walkways. It's like almost like a gateway to like
nice and shaded.
Yeah, it's like a gateway to like an airplane at the airport or something. And they're building more of these, and it's pretty nice to walk through. It makes it pretty convenient. I hope they're building more of those in the future, because it just speeds up things a lot, and it's way less stressful than being down on the streets with all the cars and all the scooters in the heat.
Fortunately, we get at least 20k steps daily in this city, because while not every meal is incredible, I would say on average the food here is delicious. And I just want to shout out some of the awesome meals we ate, like these Nepali chicken momos. I could eat at least a bucket of these myself. They were so good. Of course, we had some awesome Indian food, and you might have seen our other video where we try Indian food in Kuala Lumpur. This tandoori chicken here was so good. Phil and I had to fight for the last piece. Of course, we had some fantastic Malaysian meals, and even something as simple as nasi ayam can be absolutely delicious. I could eat this meal for days. But I digress. Back to us walking it off.
So currently we're walking through Kuala Lumpur Park, KLCC Park, which is this park area right behind the Petronas towers, the Twin Towers. And we never really gone here before because we always walked up to the Twin Towers and then back again.
Yeah. It's
But
quite nice.
this area is quite nice. It definitely deserves the label park. They have these like water playgrounds here, huge kids playground, everything green. Very nice oasis in this like very hot mega city, I would say.
Yeah.
And then over there are the Twin Towers, and they're building more huge buildings all around this park right now, like right on the side of it over there. They're building more of these, and they even might be higher than that one. Kuala Lumpur is still building so many new skyscrapers of humongous dimensions, and that's pretty cool. They also have the very big mall on the bottom of the Twin Towers where we're going in next, but it's just fun. It's a good city to walk around in because it's very walkable. There's always sidewalks. Then they have these new higher alleyways we just saw with the air conditioning and everything. I made a joke, you can make a video crossing the city without leaving aircon. Might be possible, I'm not 100% sure. I also think it's still the coolest skyscraper in the city. The new one is pretty futuristic and like an alien ship, but this one just has something. Like it's this old school style of building, and I like the Twin Tower aspect. I think that was finished in '98 and was the tallest building at the time. Not anymore, but I still like the aesthetics of it a lot.
Me too. Also, I love when there's a park, like my nose. I love when there's a park and then skyscrapers, so you can see just how mega and massive it is.
One of the best ways to still get your steps in while avoiding the humid heat is to walk around in a mall.
Another popular thing to do in the city is going to a mall. They're literally all over the place.
Yeah, this is the city of malls. If anything, they're still building new ones. I mean, Bangkok's up there too, but Kuala Lumpur is just a landscape of humongous malls of all kinds. And yeah, I think the aircon is definitely a welcomed change to the hot, humid outside.
Yeah.
So a lot of the life here in the city is just playing out in these malls, and I don't mind it. I like malls. It's a good way to walk around and to eat things.
Malls are probably the second most popular activity to do in Malaysia. There are malls everywhere, from smaller budget malls to high-end luxury malls. One doesn't have to go very far before arriving at the next mall.
One thing I love about Malaysian malls, towers and walls full of cute plushies. They're so fluffy. If I didn't have to take a few flights to get home, you would be mine.
Like Phil said, there are so many malls in the city, and this is one of the fancy luxury malls. This one is Pavilion. They always have some nice decoration going on there. And our first ever video from Malaysia was actually at Times Square Mall. Do you remember that?
Yeah, epic thumbnail. We did some archery there.
Yeah.
And that's a mall that even has an indoor theme park.
Yeah, there's
so
a
it's
rollercoaster
ridiculous.
there. Yeah.
Yes, you heard correctly. There is literally a theme park with a roller coaster in the Times Square Mall. A full-on roller coaster with twists and turns. I personally have never been on this one, but it's fun to listen to the screams.
Phil and I like to laugh about that last thumbnail from the Times Square Mall. It's so cringe, but it's kind of funny and endearing at this point. But that's a really cool mall. We like that one. There's food courts in every mall. There's restaurants in every mall. So here today, we're just here for the aircon to cool off before going out again.
Speaking of food and malls, food courts in Malaysia have some of the best food. In the US, there's this reputation that mall food isn't that great, but that's absolutely not the case here in Kuala Lumpur. I have eaten one of the top 5 fried chicken sandwiches of my life on the upstairs floor of the Lot 10 Mall. It was so good that we went back the next day. There are basement food courts with tons of international options. There are country-themed sections like this Japan section, great for iced drinks. Over the week we were here, we enjoyed the air conditioning and mall food.
All right, my life mission to try a filled donut in every country we go to. So this one is a copa banana. It's banana cream filled, and it looks awesome. My favorite donut ever is a Boston cream. So,
Like usually, I think you're gonna be disappointed
oh,
because it will be whipped cream that is slightly banana flavored. Best thing.
Is it as good as Boston cream? No. Does it taste pretty good? Yeah, it's got a slight banana flavor to it.
Better than it looks.
It is so dangerously delicious and convenient to grab something from a restaurant or a supermarket and indulge. This is it, dude. I remember from like 5 years ago getting some carrot cake from a supermarket. It was so good. I want to see if it is. I just don't know how we transport this back.
Well, we gotta get
We eat it now. All right, we got a carrot cake, an onigiri, and a water bottle. And look, the fountain's on now. I'm so excited about this. Like, I don't think anyone understands.
I don't even know if you understand, because I think this was my first real carrot cake experience of my life.
It's a supermarket.
Like 6 years ago,
Yeah.
or 7,
Look
we
at
ate this from the supermarket here, right from below the Petronas house. You just took the bite off camera. You crazy? Is it the same? Is it epic, amazing?
Well, it has raisins in there, it has carrots in there, it has a nice cream cheese frosting.
I remember.
And this sounds so sad, but like after years of living in Germany, which there's not a lot of good carrot cake that I've had, and then traveling around, it's always hit or miss with carrot cake. This one's really not that bad. It's pretty good. I'd give it an 8 out of 10.
You try a bite, even though it has raisin.
It's what you want. It's moist, it's not dry, there's not too much cream cheese frosting.
Uno mas. I saw it coming.
It's crazy. I can't believe a grocery store carrot cake. That's my benchmark now.
It's pretty good, man.
Just in front of the Petronas Towers eating a carrot cake.
So must do when you come to Kuala Lumpur. One of the sites to visit. that carrot cake.
It's really not. While there is great public transportation and very affordable grab taxis in Kuala Lumpur, Phil and I prefer to walk because, as you've seen, we are very gluttonous in this city. And probably the third most popular thing to do in the city is to go up one of these skyscrapers to get a nice view of the city. There are so many in the city, and it's just fun to get a higher view, an elevation view of all of these buildings. I mean, you have the classic Petronas towers that are iconic to the city, but there are a few new buildings that we want to get a viewing of, and we're going to go up another one and get some views. We ended up deciding to go up the KL Tower. This is our first time going up this tower, this spaceship-looking telecommunication tower. It cost 110 ringgit to go up to the sky deck, which is a little over $23 per person. We took the elevator up to the sky deck level that brings us to a 300-meter high viewing platform.
We always like going up viewpoints or towers or mountain tops because we get a good view of the city. And this is pretty central and we get a good view of all of the other buildings. We thought about going up the Petronas or the new one.
Yeah,
but
the new one is opening in late 2024 though. It's not open yet. They're also building a mall that's opening in 25. So a lot of things that will be attractions in there are not opened yet.
Yeah.
And the Petronas house, I'm not sure how high you can go. Part of it is this bridge that connects, but that's like almost barely higher than halfway at 200 meters or something.
Yeah,
so I think this is a good option because it's outside and you have this 360-degree view. You can walk around unobstructed, and also it's pretty. There's no wind today, so it's nice.
Yeah, it's a little cloudy. I'm not sure if that's pollution or because it's rainy season right now, but it's kind of crazy seeing all of these buildings. You just see a whole bunch of 20-story buildings just popping up everywhere, and there's a ton. It's pretty cool walking around and seeing this city from a different perspective because we're always on the ground just looking up at buildings, and even our accommodation is pretty high up there. That it goes up to 42 or 43 stories, and I don't know, there's still so much green. The city is being built out. You'll have like small buildings and then skyscrapers, and then there's like forest right there.
Yeah, and so many of the skyscrapers are apartment or condo buildings.
Yeah.
So they're building and building new ones all the time. Also, so many of these apartment buildings have swimming pools that all the guests can use, and they're always like at some nice location. And from up here, you can creep on all of them. The nicest ones are the ones probably like directed towards one of the big skyscrapers, like the Twin Towers or so. A lot of infinity pools. That is also super common in the city.
Yeah, we even have one in our building, but it's only 5 stories high. Only. Even though we've been to the city like 5 times now, this is our first time going up one of these towers. We just never had time before, or we're like, well, it's a little too expensive, we won't do it. But we went up here. I don't know, it's wild. I'm always amazed. I didn't even know they were building this second tallest building in the world here. And then we came and there's there's a whole building there.
The two of us could spend hours up here, admiring and questioning human creations. We also checked out this display of epic towers around the world, and Phil braved the skybox with a glass floor while I admire from afar and the comfort of opaque flooring.
So they have these skyboxes here, 2 of them, and you just walk out like this. Holy shit, that feels weird. So yeah, you go out here in this little box and it's an overhang over the city, and it looks like that. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Dude, it's weird. I'm usually not afraid of heights, but it still gives you a little bit of this weird wobbly leg feeling. But yeah. Deana's over there, and it's also 10 ringgit extra, so like $2, €2. And you get a slightly better view of the Petronas towers and the buildings in the background. So.
Phil getting his photo shoot on. There we go. Although he's not the most flexible, so he's struggling with the sitting. There we go. All right, we did it. Phil went to the skybox, got some pictures. We'll put them up there. Beautiful.
Big baby in a glass container.
He said he looks like a baby. But yeah, no, this is cool. I like getting an overall view of the city. So
Yes.
time to go eat some more. They let us alone in here. Why would they do that?
This was definitely worth going up the KL Tower.
Wow, it's a tower.
So high, so big and tall.
421 meters.
Amazing.
Speaking of tall buildings and apartments, here's a tour of the apartment we stayed in during our week stay in Kuala Lumpur.
Welcome to the entrance hall. There's a lot of storage here. We are not using, I think, some shoe storage and umbrella. We leave all our shoes here in this front desk area. As you can see, we made ourselves at home. We have a lot of stuff, but we've been using this dining room table as our office desk for a little bit, or just to have our laptop set up. And here's the living room, the main entrance room. It's quite nice. It's awesome, it's big, it's a higher ceilings, and it's a bit nicer than the accommodations we've been staying at recently. So it's been a nice comfort. But the best part, dude, this view. You can see the second biggest building in the world now.
Well, first of all, we're on the 22nd floor. There is the pool, which is huge, but then to this side, dum dum dum.
Oh, look at that.
Pretty epic.
Pretty epic. And here's the kitchen. We haven't used it, I'm gonna be completely honest, because Kuala Lumpur has awesome restaurants, but this is what, if we will use the kitchen, it would be here. We just have mostly water, beer, Coke, some oat milk. We've done our laundry here. There's a little a washing machine hanging up there. It's not bad. And then we have the bedroom. Here it is, a nice aircon unit in the bedroom. A nice king size bed. I don't know, Phil always does this, and it means king size because I think he has a 180 wingspan. I don't know, for flapping. And here's you get another view of the giant epic building here. Yeah, but I'm gonna be honest, we don't spend much time in here except sleeping.
So we do spend a lot of time in here.
So we do. Here is the second middle room between the bathroom, and it's for if we had children. There's closet space.
So that's a bunk bed. This is not common. This is actually usable for up to 6 people, I think.
Yeah.
If you put 2 in the main bed, 2 in the bunk beds, and then 2 on the couch.
Yeah, so we don't really use this, as you can see, as storage. And then here's the bathroom. Bathroom in every country, you got a bum gun right there. That's what I love about being in Asia.
Very important.
Yes, toilet, sink, storage if you need it. We haven't used it. And then a giant shower, but the best part of this shower is the waterfall feature. Woo!
Yes, and it's actually good water pressure, so there's a lot coming out that it's very fun.
Surprisingly, from like 22 floors up. But yeah, there's the bathroom. It's very, very nice bathroom time.
So that is the apartment. It's very spacious, it's decently clean, and that is one big strong point for Kuala Lumpur. And this thing, I think, was 39 euros per night.
Yeah, there's so many buildings.
Yeah, so you get a lot of space and a lot of living for a very affordable price. They're always available, and that is one thing that makes it very easy to visit.
After a nice evening swim for the Potato Phil influencer aesthetic, we continue getting some steps in.
So far every day it has been raining a little bit at least. Again, now late in the afternoon, started to have a little bit of a rain shower. Today just a little sprinkle though.
It's not bad when it's this warm outside, right?
Yeah, it's this light and still like 33 degrees. Today the weather forecast said feels like 39. That's like, I don't know, 103 or something like that. I like the green building in the background, and then this is the front of the Petronas towers.
As the sun sets, the city comes to life even more. Colorful lights fill the night sky. The street markets are busy and the shops are full. We were visiting during Ramadan, so a lot of the restaurants were packed after sunset. Remember how I said eating was the #1 activity in the city? Well, it doesn't stop just because it's nighttime. There are plenty of street food options, like the local favorite Remley burger. That was a very satisfying late night burger. Phil had a few late night shawarmas, and my sweet tooth got the best of me a few nights with baklava and jackfruit. But on this night specifically, we were enticed by the street food stuffed roti. There was quite a line, so we hopped in line, watching them hand roll beef and chicken roti. We originally planned on just getting one to share, but after that 10-minute wait and watching them roll out all of these beautiful creations, we decided to get one of each. The beef was 6 ringgit and the chicken was 5 ringgit. So together it was around $2.30 US dollar.
That is the chicken one. Here's her reaction. Yeah, that's not bad. Oh, let me try a bite of the beef one now, because there's a beef one and not only a chicken one. Ooh, it's hot. Oh, better. That's why everybody's waiting on the beef.
It's hot, it's hot. He's saying it's effing hot. Bite into it, mate. He's making out with it. Thinking it's hot, it's pretty good, it's hot. Oh, I don't know what this is. It's hot. My fingers burn. Ow, ow, ow. Hot. He's gonna cry, it's so hot.
Honestly, these were worth the wait and would have probably tasted better if we waited a little longer for them to cool down. They were piping hot.
7.5, 8.5.
Beef wins.
So apparently, March and April are monsoon seasons in Kuala Lumpur, and it's just pouring down, man. Look at this. It's like raining cats and dogs like crazy, and we have a 10-minute walk home. I thought the shot was a funny idea, but I think I'm going back under and gonna call a taxi.
Well, 2 seconds later, this is a wet t-shirt contest. You look ridiculous. Phil decided to go in the water, even though there's a roof to our path. And my neues Allwetterjacke is wrapped around the backpack with camera stuff in it.
With the roof?
Sehr schön. Yes, and Phil wants to show you the roof. This is what it's like. Nice. At least there are these coverings. I think it's probably because it rains a lot during monsoon season, and it's also very hot, so it protects you from the elements. Ooh, that was lightning.
You see rats and cockroaches every now and then, not a lot, but this street especially, at this trash pile right there, I think there are at least 20-30 rats right now. Holy sh**, man. They're huge. I don't know if you can see them. Deana is not moving. I think we're not going there.